Hi, this is Andre. Several videos back, we were looking at the looper module in an Empress Zoia that I was borrowing, and one of the lingering questions I had with that was the possibility of controlling the pitch of the loop directly via MIDI note commands to get precisely in-tune half-step subdivisions of an octave. Long story short, after making those videos, I reached out to Empress, and they worked with me to get a Zoia in my hands on a permanent basis. So needless to say, I am hugely grateful and humbled to them for doing that. When my current Zoia arrived, the first thing I did was research the subject of MIDI note loop pitch manipulation. Now I have to give a huge thank you to Christopher H.M. Jaques, who has created an enormous body of work for learning about the Zoia, including tutorial videos, written documentation, and downloadable patches. In particular, his tips and tricks document was enormously helpful because making this kind of thing happen in the Zoia is a bit more involved than just sending MIDI notes to a pitch parameter. So there are two types of pitch control we're going to look at: melodic repitching and melodic Vari-Speed. Vari-Speed is the traditional relationship you get between pitch and speed on things like a vinyl record or analog tape. As you speed things up, the pitch gets higher, and as you slow things down, the pitch gets lower. Vari-Speed is the first type of melodic loop manipulation we'll check out. The second one is repitching, and that's more complicated because it involves changing the pitch of the loop while keeping the length and the timing of the loop intact. The solution I've come up with is to use the Zoia's internal pitch shifter and granular modules, sending the output of the looper into those and changing the pitch of each of those via MIDI. This can create different types of artifacts than you'd get with Vari-Speed, and it also allows you to keep the timing and tempo of the loop intact even as the pitch changes. We're going to look at both of these approaches and compare the ways that they can turn a static loop into a malleable melodic instrument. I'm also going to put a link in the video description to a Zoia patch that I've made that contains the functionality covered in this video so that you can try it out for yourself. Alright, here's a loop I made off camera. And let's get the display to the pitch, and this is melodic Vari-Speed. Covers quite a wide range. Now it has a legato kind of behavior on a keyboard, so if you hold down a note, keep that held down while you play another one, and then release that other one, it jumps back to the first one you held down. So to get into repitching, we're going to do a couple of things. The first is we're actually going to disconnect the keyboard control from the loop speed. So now we've turned that off for reasons that will become clear momentarily. We are going to go to a different page. This is a mixer. And basically, for repitching, I have the output of the looper module going into two other Zoia modules. One is a pitch shifter, and the other one is a granular module. So we're going to check out the pitch shifter first. Bring it up here. Now, right now, you're not going to hear anything different because the pitch shifter is set to the same level. So I'm going to play the pitch shifter. Bring up the level a little more. So right now we're hearing two signals. We're hearing the loop itself, which is not being manipulated by MIDI note information. And we're hearing the pitch shifter module, which is receiving MIDI note information. We're going to get rid of the dry loop. So right now we're just hearing the signal being sent through the pitch shifter. And let's check out the pitch shifter window so we can see how much we're moving it by. There we go. So as you can hear, it's got a bit of an artifacty thing going on. Whether that's good or bad is very subjective. I think it sounds great. And the pitch shifter module also has the legato behavior. So using the pitch shifter module is the first solution that I found for doing repitching. Now we're going to bring down the level of the pitch shifter. And for a moment we're not going to hear anything. And now we're going to bring in the granular module. There we go. So I'm going to move to the page with the granular parameters on it. So this is the granular module. In some ways it's a little more transparent than the pitch shifter module. It definitely has a bit of that granular characteristic, and there are a lot of parameters in the granular module that can be adjusted to tweak the timbre. Legato behavior again. Let's check out some of the granular module parameters. So this is grain size. This is grain position. Granular density. And granular texture. So by combining a lot of these different parameters, you can get some different kinds of things happening. let's do this. We are going to bring in both the granular and the pitch shifting signals, and we're going to have them panned to different sides. So we have the granular module up. Let's bring the pitch shifter back in. Let's change the pitch so we can hear it more clearly. And let's put the pitch shifter to the left. And the granular to the right. There we go. Now let's do this. Let's reharmonize them a little bit. Meaning, let's transpose one of them. Let's have the pitch shifter transposed up a fifth. There we go. Let's also transpose the granular pitch. Let's bring that down. So now they're in an octave unison with each other. And let's bring the dry loop signal back in. There we go. And let's go back to the page with the pitches. Let's bring that down to an octave. Let's bring the granular up an octave. Let's bring everything back to normal.